Hello English learners, welcome to English Tour and the playlist that you are gonna learn 80% of English grammar in 20 sessions. Today we are diving into the world of modals. Now you might be wondering, what are modals? Well, they are like little superheroes in the English language, helping us express abilities, possibilities, permissions, and obligations. Modals are special helping verbs that add extra meaning to the main verb in a sentence. They help us talk about what we can do, what we might do, or what we should do. So think of them as the magic words that give your sentences some extra flavor. Here you can see the modals I'm going to introduce. They are divided into several sections to help you understand the topic better. Okay, let's start with the first one, using modals for ability, can and could. First up, we have can. This modal shows what you are able to do. For example, I can swim like a fish, or she can sing like a superstar. But what about could? Could is the past form of can and talks about abilities in the past. For example, I could run fast when I was a kid. Okay, let's get to the second one, using modals for possibility. We have may, might, and could, which are all about possibility. They tell us something could happen, but we are not sure. For example, it may rain tomorrow, or it might rain tomorrow. Wait a moment, what's the difference between may and might? Well, this is probably a very important question for you. The difference between may and might is actually the percentage of probability of it happening. When we say it may rain, we are actually giving it a 50% chance. But when we say it might rain, we are actually giving it a 20% to 30% chance. But what about could? Could is similar to might, but we use could for conditional situations. For example, it could rain if the wind changes. There is a video on the channel for conditional moods. Be sure to watch it after this video. Okay, so far so good. Let's get to the next one, using modals for permission. When you want to ask for permission, use can, could, and may. For example, may I borrow your pen, or can I borrow your pen? Okay, wait. Use may for formal permission or possibility, but use can for informal permission. Okay, but what about could? We use could for polite permission or suggestion. For example, could I use your phone please? Or could I borrow your pen? It's similar to may. We use it for polite permission or suggestion. Okay, let's get to the next one, using modals for obligation. Now let's talk about must, have to, and should. These modals tell us what we have to do or what's a good idea to do. Let me introduce them to you. We use must for strong obligation. We use have to for external obligation or general necessity. And we use should for advice or recommendation. For example, you must wear a helmet when you ride a bike, or you have to be back at 8 o'clock. They are a strong obligation. But look at this one, you should eat your vegetables. It's an advice or recommendation. Because vegetables are good for you. So it's an advice. You should eat your vegetables because it's good for your health. Okay, fine. But we also use modals for future predictions. When you want to talk about what you think will happen in the future, you can use will and shall. It's like looking ahead into the future with your magic crystal ball. For example, I will finish my homework tonight. That's the plan. Or we shall meet at the park at 5 p.m. This is a fancy way of saying it. And we can use modals for requests. Want to ask someone to do something, use could, would, or can. These are polite ways to make requests. For example, can you help me with my homework? Or could you please pass the salt? Or would you like to join us for lunch? Okay, fine, but what if you want to say something is not allowed or impossible? You can add not to your modals. For example, you cannot or you can't go outside without a jacket, or I should not eat too much candy. Okay, but there are common mistakes that you should focus on. First one, modals don't change for different subjects. So you can say, I can swim, he can swim, they can swim, not he can swim. But there is an exception. Have to. We use have to for I, you, we, and they. For example, I have to be back at 8. But for he, she, and it, we use has to. For example, he has to be back at 8. And the second common mistake is about must and should and the difference between these two. Must shows a strong obligation while should is a softer suggestion. For example, you must finish your homework. No excuses. You must do that. But you should study for your test. Maybe you can relax a little. And that's the magical world of modals. We have reached to the end. If you found this lesson helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends who want to learn English the fun and easy way. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.